Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Unsurprisingly, we have a retired Russian general who suggests or urges the Russians to use low intensity nuclear weapons in Ukraine. That's funny when they say, just, there's tactical little ones. Okay. And he suggests that, it takes too long. He's in a hurry, I think, to put a period right there at the end of the sentence. So let's see what the Telegraph tells us about this retired general, which is 55 years old. I thought that retired general would be like 80 or something. No, 55. So I don't understand what kind of retirement that is, but hey, let's see. This article, as I said, comes from the Telegraph, August 29, 2023. Use nuclear strike to stop Ukraine's counteroffensive, says former Russian general. I don't think it's anything else that needs to be stopped, since those guys, I don't think they are in a counteroffensive. But anyway, he knows best, right? A former Russian general has called for a tactical and nuclear strike in southern Ukraine after Kiev forces were said to be gaining a foothold near some of Moscow's weakest defenses in the area. Pro-Kremlin MP Andrei Gurulev, 55, a retired lieutenant general, urged Russian military leaders to target the Zaporizhzhia region village of Rabotino, or Rabotino, depends how you want it, recently recaptured by Kiev. And I'm quoting, "The village of Rabotino," that's the Russian for Robotine, "is an ideal place for the use of tactical nuclear weapons," end quote, Mr. Gurulev said. And I'm quoting, "They, the Ukrainians, have all gathered there in one place. It's just perfect." End quote. Now, see, look how these guys put it in perspective here. He said, this article says that the pro-Kremlin urged military leaders to target Zaporizhzhia region village of Robotinia, recently captured by Kiev, and also says here that the Kiev, were in the southern Ukraine after Kiev forces were said to be gaining a foothold near some of the Moscow's weakest. So this is the article's talking points, make believe. So Telegraph wants that to be true. But that's something else. You don't even have to move to use them. The point that you have to take out of this is this. All right. The village of Robotino is an ideal place for the use of tactical weapons. Now, you can say, well, let's put in a context. Yeah, well, you can put in a context by Sputnik or by Telegraph. Which one are going to use? If you use the Telegraph, they say what they say. If you use Sputnik or Russia Today, they would say, no, there's nothing happening in Robotinia. So why would I take them seriously? Well, because they report it. Correct? Correct. So let's move on. Just pointing out this little aspect. This is the context the Telegraph wanted it to be in, which is fine. So the village, because it's perfect, because they have all gathered there in one place. And I'm not going to read further down here because they're going to tell us how fantastic ones are. And this is not, it's contested, I would say. I don't want to say things that are not there. If I don't have a little bit of a 80, maybe 90% certainty that that's the way it is, you can't always be, especially in this kind of situations, you can't be certain of what the real situation on the front is, unless you pay attention in a longer period of time, and you find out that, as I said, look over the map, and then you compare. The point here is that this guy, the retired lieutenant general, says that it's just perfect to use it over there where the Ukrainians are all gathered there. Okay, that's definitely going to clear the whole area, and that would be it with, I'm guessing, with reporting here that the Ukrainians are conducting a counteroffensive over there. Well, I don't know, that's their decision, obviously. Do I think they're going to use it? Nah, I don't think they're going to use it. If they really wanted to use tactical nuclear weapons, they had an opportunity to do it. Opportunity. Find a reason, not an opportunity. They can have an opportunity each and every day saying that these guys are killing our boys. That would be enough, and shorten the war, like the Americans claimed when they dropped 2 atomic bombs. We're going to save people's life, including our boys, and we're going to shorten the war. We're going to end the war. So if we use these two arguments and we put them on the Russian side, they're more than, how should I put it, entitled, I guess, to follow the Americans' lead. No, they will not do this, and I think the Russians will not do it for, I think, at least two reasons. One, the situation is not desperate. They will use probably if the situation will be desperate, if everything else fails. That would be, and they don't want to use more military personnel and have losses. That would be one, so desperation. And the other one, they will not use it because they don't want to be on the same level with United States of America, who dropped 2 atomic bombs on 2 civilian cities. Okay, so they want to leave it as it is. So people like me and others, when the Americans are decorating themselves with all kind of medals of virtue, could be pointed out they are the only ones who actually committed that awful act of, I would say, war crime. Target civilians, I don't know how you call it, unless you are exempt from definitions. If you do it, that definition does not apply, or that act that, urges that term to be used. We can't use the term because it's you. Anyway, my friends, I'm pretty sure the Russians are back and forth with the use of nuclear weapons. That would definitely stop momentarily the situation, because there's not going to probably have the West stop in a way that they wanted. Remember, the Russians have 4 reasons why they, how do you call it, they attacked and they invaded without any reason. These guys tell us, but they tell us, these guys say, no, it's just, the Russians just unprovoked, they attacked Ukraine. And these guys say, well, there are 4 provocations that we need to solve. Well, which one is it? I think that's 4. Then these guys wanted to achieve. Those guys really didn't want to talk about it. So besides, even if we talk about, hey, you know what? Why should these guys, the Ukrainians, do what the Russians do? And that's correct. What should they do? But when you sign a legal document like the Minsk Accords or Minsk Agreements, then your country is bound by that. So you have to. You can't just get out and then say, you know what? You can't talk to the Russians. The Russians are not trustworthy because look, Prigozhin died, like an idiot said in one of the articles. Well, yeah, okay. But how about you? But anyway. We'll see. Coming from a retired guy, I don't know how much influence he has over the guys who might make a decision. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.